Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. A common frustration that I see a lot of people have is they want to lose belly fat, but they're putting in so much time and effort in the gym, doing the lifting, doing the cardio, but they still don't see their stomach fat going down. They still don't see the muffin top, the fupa, the love handles going away. And so in this podcast, what I'm going to do is give you simple steps that I use for myself and even my coaching clients on how we're able to slim down our waistline and get a flat stomach. And, if you like your boy, man, you want to have abs, I'll show you how to do that too. Okay. Make no mistake, guys. You want to do both. Exercising is important when it comes to building muscle. It is important for having energy. If you notice that you're tired, not just physically, but mentally. Guys, you got to move. That sedentary lifestyle is also linked to health issues like heart disease, having brain fog, even type 2 diabetes, guys, because you're not moving. Okay. And so you still want to do that. But if that's all that you're doing, that's why you're not losing belly fat. You can get extremely strong just lifting weights and doing ab exercises. Because I used to be that person. I got to the point where I was doing about 120 sit-ups straight. I kid you not, because when I was living with my dad, I was doing like 120 something sit-ups straight. And my abs were getting stronger, but it wasn't getting ripped. I'm like, man, what's going on here? And that happens to a lot of people. They're doing all these ab exercises thinking that it's gonna magically, they're just gonna get abs. But here's the thing. I want you to ask yourself, when you touch your stomach, and you've been doing ab exercises, I can't help you if you're not doing nothing. But if you've been putting in the work and you touch your stomach, you will feel your abs, but you just can't see them. You feel them, but you can't see them. That lets me know that your abs are getting stronger, right? You're building muscle up underneath all the fat, but you can't burn the fat from the exercise. You burn the fat from the nutrition, okay? And so those are things I'm getting ready to share with y'all today, all right? The first thing is this. You don't just want to focus on calorie intake. That's what most folks do. They see these generic trainers out here saying, hey, it looked like I had a bad connection for a second. A lot of these generic trainers say, hey, just do a calorie deficit. And even though that is important, you do want to be eating the right amount of calories on a daily basis to lean out and lose weight. But if you're not eating the right quality of foods, you're not going to feel well. You may lose some weight, but did you ever feel deprived while you lost that weight? Did you feel like you were starving? Did you feel irritable and exhausted, like you just didn't have that get up and go when you went to the gym? These are the types of things that happen. These are symptoms if you just focus on calorie intake. Like, we thinking high level now, okay? If you just focus on calories, you can lose weight and end up gaining it back because you can't sustain it, all right? I was looking at this Biggest Loser documentary the other day on Netflix, and they had a couple of the contestants from different seasons on there, and some of them dropped weight, some of them kept it off, some of them dropped weight, and they gained all of it back. And there was this one guy in particular, I can't remember his name, and they were showing him like when he was on the season, but then they showed him like where he was, when they did the interview with him, and he was way bigger. When they were doing an interview with him, I'm like, God, dog, like, and the whole positioning of the camera, it was like they were trying to make it obvious that he got bigger. Like, he lost weight during the show, then gained way more back. This happens when you're doing crash diets. If you're just trying to starve yourself by eating 1,000 calories a day, 1,200 calories a day, 800 calories a day, yes, you're going to lose weight. It's not hard to lose weight, guys, especially if you're focused on starvation and depriving yourself of not eating any carbs, not eating any sugar. Like, guys, you don't have to do that. Okay. What you want to focus on is this. Focus on energy management, having the right amount of calories to where you have like tolerable hunger. Like, I'm not going to sit here and just make it sound like you're not going to feel a little uncomfortable while you're trying to lose weight, because losing weight, you're basically removing a certain amount of calories from your diet. That's what's happening. And it can be uncomfortable if you drastically reduce your calorie intake. And so instead, you want to find that sweet spot to where that tolerable hunger, if you drink a little bit of water, you stay hydrated, that hunger goes away. If you're not skipping meals, that hunger goes away. You won't be stress eating and binge eating. Okay. And so get the calorie intake dialed in to where you're like, it's tolerable hunger and you're comfortable. The other side of it is protein intake, guys. If you're not consuming protein, you're going to notice that you're going to be eating healthy. And just think, have you ever just been eating healthy and you don't feel satisfied? You're like, man, I feel like I can eat some more food. I just ate, but I'm still hungry. Or maybe an hour later, you're hungry. Or maybe you feel like when you initially started, you got this boost of energy, and then day after day, your energy just started going down. You're like, hey, man, I don't know. I started off on fire. Now, I feel like I'm burning out. These are the types of things that happens to people when they're just like focused on calorie intake and they're not being mindful with their protein intake. Okay. Very, very important. Protein is going to help you build muscle. Protein is going to help you burn more fat. All right. Protein is going to help you feel more full and satisfied for longer after eating your meals. And then for all my folks out there who you just hate feeling like you're being sore. You just don't like the soreness from your workouts. Protein helps you recover from your workouts faster. Okay. Very, very important. All right. All right. So that's the second thing you want to pay attention to. And this is like scientifically proven. Research shows you can have two people. One person can just focus on calorie intake, and the other person can focus on calorie and protein intake. That second person is going to burn more fat. Okay. And so this is why it's very important to focus on energy, calories, and protein intake. Like when most people join my coaching program, this is where I start my coaching clients. Like, we don't just go over all the macros because it can be very overwhelming. When I went to Georgia State University and I studied exercise science and nutrition, like even myself, I was like, man, this is a lot. I was like, man, I hope I pass this class. Man, it's way more detailed than I thought it was going to be. And so for somebody who has their own career, you're successful at what you do, to try to just think that you're going to be able to learn macros, protein, carbs, and fats within a blink of an eye after eating a lot of fast food and processed food and maybe even a lot of junk food for years is not going to happen. Like, that's very overwhelming. And so that's why we start with just calorie intake, protein intake. More than enough. I have coaching clients dropping 40, 50, 60 pounds in 6 months. That just knowing that part of the nutrition side of things. Okay. While also dialing in their training. So that's what we want to do. You cannot outwork poor nutrition habits, guys. So next thing, I see a lot of people, and I used to make these videos about like Simply Lemonade and the sweet teas, and these videos would just go turbo viral on Instagram and Facebook. And I'm like, man, why are these videos going so viral? And then it dawned on me. A lot of people are drinking their calories. If you look at the labels on things like a Coke, like I like drinking Coke, but I'm aware that Coke has a lot of sugar in it, not just calories, but sugar. I think one can, just a can now. I'm not talking about the big bottle, but just a can of Coke, 150 calories, which are empty calories, right? It's not going to leave you full and satisfied. It's not nurturing your body, anything like that. It's just calories, empty calories. And then it has, 39 grams of sugar in it. 39 grams of sugar. Guys, that is, I did an Instagram reel a while back where I demonstrated, I poured a bag of sugar onto a scale, onto a food measuring scale. And you guys can do this at home to demonstrate this point. Get a bag of sugar and get like an electronic food scale and you want to put the food scale on grams, and then just start slowly pouring the sugar on there. And you might want to put like a little cup on top of the scale so it don't get all messy. But just pour the sugar in there. You can be like, man, this 39 grams of sugar is a lot of sugar. And there's people who can drink 2, 3 sodas a day. Go to what do you call it? Chick-fil-A. Get them a chicken biscuit with some French fries with a Sprite or a Coke on the side. Easily 800 to 1,000 calories. You're eating, but also drinking your calories. These people who are gaining, I see people who are gaining like 60, 70, 80, 100 plus pounds in a year. They're not just eating their calories. They're drinking them. And so if you're drinking simply lemonades every other day, every weekend, you're drinking a whole, not just a little bit small bottle, but the big ones every day, thinking that you could just put water in there to make it taste less sugary. The sugar is still there. The sugar didn't go nowhere, y'all. It's still there. And so it's very important to be mindful of not just the calorie intake from these, sodas and juice and simply lemonades and the sweet teas, but the sugar. Because this sugar leads to other health issues, not even just the belly fat. The belly fat can become a health concern, but if you're eating or drinking a lot of sugar, high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, even people, it shows that people who have a very high sugar type of diet, it can lead to dementia at an early age. It's people in their 30s. People shouldn't be getting dementia until they're like in their 70s or 80s. It's people in their 30s having early signs of dementia because of how much sugar they're eating. And some of these people are exercising, which is crazy. Like maybe you might be one of them people. There's a lot of people who go to the gym to work out to make themselves feel like they can eat whatever they want to eat. They leave the gym late at night. They'll eat them some Ben and Jerry's, or they'll eat pasta. And it's not just sugar, guys, like sugar that you see from sodas and juice. It's also like the other sugars, like the pastas. If you're eating a lot of pasta, you're eating a lot of pizza, it breaks down in our body as sugar. And so this is why people end up going to the doctor and they're like, I don't even eat sweets. How do I have type 2 diabetes? How is this possible? It's because of the type of foods you're eating. But if you start eating more foods that are nutritionally dense, eating foods that have protein in them, eating healthy fats like avocados and walnuts and cashews, eating nature's candy, fruits that have seeds in them, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, whatever it is, right? Eating green vegetables. These are the type of foods you want to start eating that are going to nourish your body. That way you not only look good, you feel good. Like most people, they just eat food just for calories to lose weight. But what I've realized is successful people, like high performers, they're eating food to give them energy. Because when you have energy, now you can excel in your career. When you have energy, now you can get home from work and still have energy for your family. And not just feel so like wiped out and burned out to the point where you want to stress eat or binge eat. This is what typically happens. And these people are still working out, but yet they don't feel like it. And yet they don't look like it. And so we make the shift by making nutrition a big priority, because it's 80 to 90% of what's required to lean out. To lean out, to lose weight, to burn fat, to lose the belly fat, however you want to put it. Nutrition is it. And so if you're not doing it, you're missing the boat. All right. And then the last thing is this. There's a lot of people that slide in my inbox on Instagram, Facebook, and they're like, man, I feel like I'm doing everything right. But the weight still ain't coming off. The belly fat still ain't coming off. And to that I say, how much are you eating? Do you know your calorie intake? Do you know your protein intake? Do you know how much water you're drinking on a daily basis? If you hear those questions and you don't have the answers to those questions, and you're not happy with how your body's looking, your clothes are not fitting, you see your belly getting bigger, you're lacking structure. It's not that you're a bad person. Like, you just have what I call big ass stomach behavior habits. And so you need to change your habits. It's not you, it's the habits. And so you have to have a habit of having structure around how much you're eating. Same way with your finances. Yeah, a lot of people who rock with me, you're successful. You know what's going on with your portfolio and your bank account. What's going on with your calorie intake and your protein intake. If you don't know what's going on with what's coming in and what's coming out with your finances, what happens? Your finances are inconsistent. But this is the same type of principle when it comes to nutrition and leaning out, losing weight. You got to know how much is coming in. If you don't know how much is coming in versus how much needs to come in, because a lot of y'all, you're eating and you're drinking certain things, but you're over consuming on them, even if it's healthy. And you're wondering why the weight ain't going down on the scale. You're wondering why your belly fat not going down. It's important to understand your calorie intake and your protein intake. All right. Once you make this shift from just workouts to lose belly fat to nutrition and workouts to lose belly fat, that's when you go from belly fat to six pack, guys. All right. It's not that hard. You just got to have structure. You got to be intentional. And it actually takes an identity shift, guys. It takes an identity shift. A lot of people don't think about this until they hear this perspective. But you got to think about this. Think about where you are right now, the person you are today. And then think about the person that you feel like you're meant to be, right? That person who has a flat stomach, that person who has abs, that person who, your clothes fit amazing, right? What does that version of yourself live like? How does that version of yourself eat? How does that version of yourself think and talk to themselves? All right. When they may not lose the weight as fast as they may want to. Are they empowering themselves? Are they just winging it? Or does that version of themselves have structure? They thrive off of routine and habits. You got to start to align your habits with the version of yourself that you want to become. And a lot of our habits are tied into our identity. And so if you're the person who thinks to yourself, I'm a fat person, I'm big, I'm always going to be big, I've always been big, you're not going to make the necessary shifts that need to happen to become that version of yourself that you want to be. The fit version, strong, confident, inside and out. Like, you got to start to identify as that version of yourself that you want to be now. That way you start to adopt the habits, the routines, the lifestyle, the thinking, the self-image that's required to accomplish those results, guys. Okay? And as you make that shift, everything else starts to shift. Your body, your business, your personal life, your family, everything just starts to elevate because you elevating yourself. All right. So elevate the way you think about yourself, your self-image. That's your identity, guys. All right. A lot of y'all, I know we can get caught into tough times and, we just start to feel like things have to be hard. Like, we got to work out because it's supposed to be hard to lose this weight. It doesn't have to be. You just got to think smart. Think smart. You guys, y'all are smart people. You just have to you got to step out of your situation and look at it objectively. When you're working, it's seamless. You're not working hard. Like, you're working hard, but it's seamless. It's routine. It's rhythm. It's flow. This is how health and fitness is. You just have to have the right identity first, the first self-image. You got to believe that it's possible. Then once you believe it's possible, you start to adapt the right habits to your beliefs. And once you do this, guys, like, well, man, 35 years old, abs, like, I don't even think. It just happens. Like, this is how it's supposed to be. And so as you start to do this, I'm not saying it's going to be easy right off the bat because you're breaking old habits, you're breaking old beliefs about yourself. But once you start to adopt these things, guys, I'm telling you, your life will get a whole lot better. I've never seen anybody complain about not having any more health issues, not having all that weight and all that belly fat on them. And they're like disappointed. Like, man, I have abs now. I hate it here. Man, I have so much more energy. I'm pissed. I've never heard anybody say that. Like, nobody ever says that. And so if you know you're tired, you're angry all the time, you're moody, you're sluggish, you're just like, go get your body on point. Start eating the right way. Start living the right way. And then you'll notice how your mood, your energy, and your body start to shift. And you start looking and feeling better. All right? We out of here. Let's get it. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.